Can I call you Future Boy?
Please don't call me Future Boy. That didn't even make any sense. Why? Because the Egypt thing?
Yeah.
Is it with a B-O-I?
Yeah, B-O-I.
If it's with a B-O-I, I think I'll take it. Oh, hello everyone, and welcome to the Funky Panther, coming to you from Fort Worth, Texas. We've got a fantastic episode for you today, here on episode number 42. 42 episodes in. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and let's get into it. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier.
And I'm Tim.
And we are
the Funky Panther!
Can I just tell you that I'm glad that you're telling what episode we're on?
Why?
Because it makes it so much easier whenever I'm going back and listening. I'm like, oh yeah, it's episode 42. I don't have to keep track of it, so it's nice.
What episode is it?
42.
42.
He literally just said that.
Cool.
You're not even listening?
I'm listening.
Okay, cool. So it's good to see you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of weeks since we've been
We've been
together.
gone for a while.
We did like 3 episodes back to back with Dustin, which was an awesome episode. You got to see him live.
Yeah. Saw him this past Saturday at his single release show. It was amazing. I ran into some old friends, Sage, who we had on here a few months back. It was a great show. The opener was amazing, and Dustin knocked it out of the park. Like it couldn't have been any better.
Yeah. From some of the clips I saw on Instagram, it sounded amazing.
It was pretty good.
Tab was like, we got back from Egypt yesterday, and so we were kind of doing some chores this afternoon at the house, and she was like putting stuff away, and I was listening to music, and I was like, is that Dustin? She's like, yeah. She's like jamming out to the new single. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, had a good time. It was fun meeting new people and new friends at the show.
I'd seen a couple old ones.
Yeah. It was a really good time.
And it was at Magnolia, right?
Yeah,
Dude, I love Magnolia Motor Lounge. That's a cool spot.
it's a really good spot.
Yeah, I haven't been in a while,
Yeah.
but we used to go quite a bit.
Good drinks, good food, good environment.
Usually really good music.
So that was mask off, right? There was no masks?
No masks, no.
Man, how was that?
I mean, there was a lot of people over there.
Was it weird?
Kinda, but it was. I mean, I didn't really get near people, like many people, just going to the bar.
So you're because you're the first one out of our group that's gone out with
After the Texas mandate.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad. It was pretty cool.
But you also got your first shot now, right?
Yeah, I got my shot like a couple weeks back. Before we left, you had already gone.
Yeah.
I got it done in Burleson. It was the first shot. It was what was the one?
Did you get the Moderna or the Pfizer?
The Moderna.
Okay.
Got the Moderna, and the second shot's going to be hopefully April 1st. So
How did it feel? How did you feel?
it didn't hurt. During the day, my arm started getting sore, and I got kind of drowsy. And so I took like a 2-hour nap during lunch.
Yeah.
I was really late.
So you didn't have any like crazy side effects or anything,
Just
right?
arm pain.
Arm pain
That's
and got tired,
like what
yeah.
everybody's been getting. So I mean, it's pretty basic.
So far I've been the weird one, I guess. Out of
But
I
you
don't know if it's
said
weird, just more of a baby boy.
But the second one you said was the one that was
so
the worst, right?
for me it was both actually. Like I had a hard time in the a few hours after having the first one. My back started having pain in my lower back. I felt like I was having growing pains.
Mm-hmm.
And then just felt real tired and just kind of sluggish and just wanted to sleep. And that lasted for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And then the second round, I tried to go out and I just felt miserable halfway through. And ended
You
up
went out for a
going
little
home.
bit.
Yeah.
You messed at a Hot Fusion and hung out.
Yeah. And I was just like, I want to go home.
you looked completely out of it.
So, but yeah, and I heard that either you have it's a really good immune response, and so that's good.
Yeah, that's what that means.
And also B, I've heard if you have reaction with the first dose that you might have possibly had COVID. So
Weird.
because your body's already it already like recognized that as an intruder kind of deal.
Yeah.
And so once it started, the 4 cans or whatever. Have you seen that meme?
Fork hands or 4 cans?
Fork. Okay. So like it's looking for a spike protein or whatever, and there was this doctor who was showing like how it works, and you inject it and it goes and tells this this other gene or whatever is like, hey, you got to be watching out for this guy, and he's got fork hands. And they're like, fork hands? Yeah, his hands are made of forks and he's coming. And then he just like disappeared. Yeah, it was a good way of explaining it. And so then the guy's like, okay. And then he's like, white blood cells. We need to prepare for the forehand guy.
Yeah.
And then the forehand guy shows up and the body knows what to do. So, yeah, it was on TikTok.
Okay.
It was great.
You've been on TikTok a little too much.
Dude, I love TikTok.
I know you do.
It's become the new Vine kind of. And
Yeah, for sure.
it's been very enjoyable.
It's you go down the rabbit hole.
You really do.
Like
You really do.
Like you like stuff and it builds like the algorithm makes the stuff that you like.
Yeah.
So mine's filled with
Girls shaking their ass.
girls shaking their ass, kittens, and tits.
Yeah, I can guarantee you if there's an animal in it, I'm liking that shit.
Yeah.
So, Chad, what are you holding there?
Well, Javier brought this here. It's from Sage. He gave us some Delta 8 fruit gummies from the farm. I guess they had just come out with these.
Yeah. Yeah. He gave them to me. He wanted us to try them out. I haven't tried them yet. I wanted to wait until you guys were here. We're going to split them up, and he said, make sure you don't eat all of them, you know. But, I'm really excited to try it out and to try it before bed, and he said it'll knock you out.
20 count, 10 milligrams of Delta 8, 200 milligram total in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Lab tested, USDA organic, just like Sage mentioned before. All his stuff, which is really, really cool. No GMO and everything. So really cool. We'll have to check this out and then come back on the next episode and see how we felt. Not you.
Yeah, not me. Because unfortunately, the Delta 9, Delta 8, stuff like that still shows up on drug tests. And I get tested regularly because I'm on parole. And by parole, I mean, it's my job. My job tests us regularly. So I just kind of,
Tim State of convicted animal rapist.
This one is, I mean, like it's CBD, so it's still legal and everything.
Correct.
This, as opposed to like normal CBD, this could actually pop up on a test. Is
what I've been told, and I haven't.
You just don't want to risk it.
Yeah, I don't want to risk it.
I got you. Cool.
So yeah,
well, it sounds like a good time.
Yeah,
I liked seeing the videos when I was gone, and seemed like you were having a good time.
Yeah, I had a lot of whiskey sodas, so it was really whiskey Coke, a whiskey soda, yeah, whatever. Anyways, it was really good time.
It was whiskey. It bubbled.
Yeah, it tasted delicious. It went down the hatch really easy, and the show was great.
Did you black out?
I did not.
Good on you, man.
Yeah, I know. It was also St. Patty. Everybody was celebrating for St. Patty's Day,
which St. Patty's Day is tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I was listening to Corks and Cowtown. They were talking about this. So when do you celebrate St. Patty's Day? The weekend before, if it like falls, in the middle of the week, or the weekend after? And I guess the consensus was the weekend before.
I think Barton said the weekend. It should be the weekend after. Right?
I think it should be the weekend after, but
I think it should be both.
Why not? Yeah, if it's in the middle of the week, why not?
Yeah, it should be.
It's a reason to drink and have fun with people. So both.
Yeah.
And the day of.
Honestly, first weekend of mask off,
Yeah, that's a little worrisome.
I mean, you would think that they would save it for the weekend, of. Well, I mean, it didn't matter anyway because masks were off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the mask off. So let's go ahead and give a good reason to get out there and just party it up kind of deal. But, cool.
Yeah. Nice.
I went to a wedding. So Jesse's, it was good. Jesse's mom got married, and so we had a good time.
Where was it?
It was actually out in Canton at their property that they live at. They had a big like barn thing that they decorated. It was actually pretty nice in there, and they had tables, and we had barbecue, and then open bar, and I had quite a few just Jack and Ice and jacking ice.
Sounded like you said
Jack and Ice, Jack Daniels over ice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Jack and Ice.
Yeah, just Jack and Ice,
Cool.
But yeah, no, it was a good time.
Did you stay out there?
No, I mean, I didn't. I drank enough early on because it was an early wedding.
Oh, okay.
And so by the evening, like I had stopped and I was, made sure I was sober to drive back home and everything. So, but it was a good time. We had a great time. The food was great. It was good to see family. So
nice.
Yeah. And you just got back from Egypt.
I did. Yeah.
You were gone for 2 weeks.
Almost.
10 days?
10 days. It felt like it was a month. We did so much shit in those 10 days. Like, it's hard to believe that it was only like basically a week.
Yeah, I saw that you went to the Red Sea, you went to Alexandria, you went to the tombs,
the pyramids.
Yeah.
We went like on a boat on the Nile. Like, we did all of the things. I had no idea there was that much stuff to do in Egypt. And Jesus and Crystal had planned the entire thing. And so like every single day we were doing something different.
Well, I mean, you're so close to the birthplace of civilization, really.
Yeah.
If you start thinking about like Egypt and if you want to go like biblical times and all that stuff, like that whole region is supposed to be like the birthplace of civilization.
Right.
Deal,
so there's like a lot of really cool history, but also you've got the desert, which is not just a desert. It's like these beautiful, like we went out, we did 4-wheeling out in the desert,
Right, yeah.
camped out there. And we went to like 4 different deserts along the way, and every one looked like we were hopping on to a different planet. Like one looked like if it was red, it was Mars, right? It just looked like we were on a different planet. The next one was like a white color, but like there was big rock formations everywhere. Another one was like more black rock colored. I mean, everyone was just crazy. And we were in a Land Cruiser. And so I was like, you know, I love my Land Cruiser.
Is that why you drove your Land Cruiser tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, man, I miss that Land Cruiser.
I do. And there's a lot of Land Cruisers. In fact, the cop cars in Egypt, they drive the same thing that I've got, the old Prado. So
that's cool. So camping out in the desert, how was that?
It was legit because I mean, we spent all day driving through these different deserts, and I was just in awe by how cool everything was. And then, like we had paid this driver and this other guy to do this whole thing. They cooked for us. They set up, tents for us. They drove. I mean, everything was completely done. Khalid and Mustafa were the 2 guys, and they did everything.
Did they stay out there with y'all?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So they had their tent, and we each had our tent. So Tab and I had a tent. Jesus Crystal had a tent. It got a little chilly at night. I mean, you're in the desert,
yeah, I'm sure.
and it got down to like the high 40s, low 50s, something like that. And in the day, it was like low 80s probably.
Okay.
Man, the stars. We had like a fire going, and we were just like sitting there like drinking and just looking at the stars. It was nuts.
Man, that sounds like Javier's dream right there.
It is, yeah. Just the pictures by itself.
Yeah.
I knew that the pictures wouldn't do it justice. Like
they didn't.
They looked beautiful, but I mean, I can't imagine.
It was funny because Jesus, some things get lost in translation. One of the guys could speak English fairly well. The other one, Mustafa, he was not that great at English. I don't know why we started getting to like scary stories and jokes, and some of them didn't translate well. I don't know. It was pretty funny. But at one point, Jesus, he brought up a joke, and it was like, what do you call a camel with 3 humps? And they didn't know, and they were like, this is a camel joke. What's going on here? And then Jesus is like, it's a pregnant camel. That's the 2 and the 3rd. And Khalid was like laughing. He thought it was hilarious. And then Mustafa, he didn't get it.
Mustafa's like, there's only 2 humps.
He's like confused.
The belly is not a hump.
And he's looking at Jesus, and Jesus is like, Mustafa, it's pregnant. The 3rd hump is the belly. It's pregnant. And Mustafa's like, I'm going to bed. He just like went to the tent. It was just funny. I don't know. It was such a good time, and they were so like down to earth and legit. And I've been to Big Bend and a couple of like dark sky parks, and I don't think anything was as beautiful as this was. So
I mean, would you, being predominantly like Muslim and Arab country, I mean, how did it feel walking around, in around, I guess not the expat area, because that's where Jesus and Crystal stay, but like out and actually in the city, like the places that you did go?
Yeah, I think that the country is like 97% Muslim. And so you see obviously like a lot of like the
burqas,
head covers and things like that. Not a whole lot of English speaking. But it was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we got some looks because there's not a whole lot of white people, even out of their group, like the expats, there's a lot of people from different countries, and Tab and I, not like a bad thing. They were just like, hey, what are y'all doing here? You know what I mean? But, it didn't, we never felt uncomfortable for, I never really do when we travel, but it felt fine.
And then
everyone was super nice.
Yeah.
Like everyone was super nice. I know Jesus mentioned it before. Like he went to a shop and the guy was like, hey, come on in, check out this stuff. Yeah. And seriously, everyone is so damn nice.
That's awesome. And legit spice market, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
You see the pictures?
I saw the picture. I was just
there was like lamps
so
and
cool.
spices and teas and it was cool. I mean, it was everything that I thought it would be, and then so much more. And y'all know how much I like scuba diving and water and all that kind of stuff. We went to the Red Sea, and I didn't realize, I knew the Red Sea was going to be pretty. but like the whole sea is like super clear. We did like a boat ride one day with all of their friends, did a little snorkeling and just hanging out on the boat. And then the next day we did snorkeling at this place called the Blue Hole. And you get into the water and there's like this little cove, and then you put your head underwater and there's just like this crack in the rock that you're supposed to swim through. And you see the rock and the reef on both sides. And then the crack is just like super dark blue, and it looks like it just goes on forever. So it's like it just drops off.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm gonna have to get GoPro. Like I got GoPro video. I just haven't like
you'll definitely have to.
Yet. I'll have to show you some of the most beautiful corals and fish. I mean, I've never seen like clownfish in like person.
Yeah.
And then there was like so many different kinds of things, and it was just really neat.
Yeah, you'll definitely have to put it up on your Go Chat Go.
Oh yeah.
And then update the Travelingo.
Yeah, I will have to do like maybe multiple posts.
That brings me to this though. This episode is brought to you by the Travelingo.
The Funky Panther podcast brought to you by thetravelingo.com. Nothing beats the life experience of going to a new place, meeting new people, and submersing yourself in a new culture. Whether you need help speaking the Travelingo or just need a push to go, thetravelingo.com can help you with that. The Travelingo. Now you're speaking my language.
We haven't played that spot in a while,
No,
so it was nice.
That means that I actually do have to do a Travelingo post.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to.
You definitely do, man. You definitely do.
So, all right. I think that's. Is there anything else about Egypt? I think we're good with Egypt.
I mean, I'm sure we're going to talk more in the future about it.
There's so much more that I want to hear and all that stuff, but I mean, really,
Yeah.
the show's not all about Egypt, though. So
No, it's not. But I kind of want to throw an audible.
okay,
So we've got like this entire episode planned out, but I want to see what y'all think first. But like, I would like to push it to next week, maybe, because I was listening to our last few episodes while I was, traveling and stuff.
Okay.
And I realized how well Javier's been doing. Like,
I mean,
there's been a lot less sexual innuendos and jokes.
in fact, I kind of carried the torch of Javier on the last episode. So
I did. Yeah.
He's been doing so good. And
I mean, he really has.
We've had some awesome guests with Dustin and Chris and Kate and Ben, and he's been very professional.
Yeah.
And like asking good questions.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to applaud you for a moment. You've been
thank
doing
you.
very un-Javier-like.
Thank you so much.
So I know that you had been writing up things in like a note or something, didn't you? Like stuff that you want to cover in an episode?
I got a couple things.
Why don't you do that in this episode? Why don't you want to cover that? Do you have enough to cover stuff in this episode?
I think so. You serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to regret it, right?
No,
Like, it's not going to be awful, right?
No. Of course not. Look who you're talking to.
That's why I'm asking.
I'm the captain of cool. I've changed.
The captain of cool.
Yeah. I don't know where I got that from.
Okay.
I just heard it somewhere.
So yeah, why don't we just, this could be your big shot.
Yeah.
This entire episode could be you.
let me ask you: Do you need your own intro music?
I mean, if I'm going to take control, I should
Okay. I
Yeah?
mean, yeah, I think I can pull that off. Hang on.
drop that beat.
Oh God.
Oh, he had it.
Okay. Yeah.
That's right.
I know I'm going to regret this.
Oh, we all are.
Okay. I like the way this feels. It
This sounds great.
feels real good.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Whoa. It's that time again, you cowards. We're back from hiatus. How y'all Funky Panthers doing? We're returning to our greatness.
Uh-oh.
So let's get this shit going. Something you have got to see. The legendary crew you know as the Funky Panthers 3.
Oh shit!
Who's the cowards in this situation?
Y'all, I guess.
I'm the coward?
Y'all are the cowards.
Because we took off like a week and a half. Or
Yeah,
what?
that's why. Y'all left me here to fend for myself.
I mean, you could have called.
Well,
I was down the street. I never left.
I don't know, man. It's,
That was good, though.
yeah, thank you.
I mean, I don't understand the coward part, but like the rest of it was really good.
I mean, it's not like I had that pre-written or anything.
And it's funny. Like I just happened to have this song.
I couldn't tell.
None of this
no,
was.
of course not.
It was not premeditated at all.
Of course.
Do you have a name for this episode? Since it is your episode. So what do you want to call this?
It's your time, baby.
Okay, it's your time.
That's it?
Like
It's
The
Are you-
Hernandez cut.
Are you saying it's my?
The Hernandez cut.
Are you saying it's my time?
My time.
You said, but you
Quote.
Okay, gotcha.
It's your time,
Because
baby.
you looked at me and said, "It's your time, baby."
And y'all are supposed to look at me and say, "It's your time, baby."
It's
your time,
It's
baby.
your time, baby.
Thank you.
Hey, baby.
Thank
It's
you,
your
thank
time.
you, thank you. You're far too
Hey,
kind.
and you know what?
Hold your applause.
I'm sorry if we ever put you in the corner, because nobody should put baby in the corner.
No, of course not.
All right.
Okay.
You really do have stuff, though, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I got a whole laundry list of things.
So it's your time, baby. The
Yeah.
Hernandez cut
That's right.
begins
Yeah.
now.
Oh my God. Okay, so I mean, really, I wanted to do this since every time we have a guest, we do a funky five with them. I wanted to do it with y'all too.
Oh, cool.
But these are going to be different questions. Of course, as you know, the first question is always, "What's your favorite color?"
Red.
Blue.
Okay, that's Crips and Bloods. All right, cool. I like it.
Oh, yeah, that's not okay.
Okay, if y'all get murdered outside of this, it's not my fault.
Well, I mean, I like blue. Yeah.
Okay, this isn't going to be Fort Worth related, by the way. This is just random questions.
Okay. Yeah.
Who's your favorite superhero?
Oh. You know Gambit?
Yeah,
I used to
from
really
X-Men?
like Gambit.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude.
No.
Is it
way.
yours
Yeah,
too?
man.
Oh my
No,
God.
it's not.
okay.
That's a random ass
Out of
character.
X-Men, Gambit, because you remember that I had the X-Men video game on
Yeah.
Sega, and I always played with Gambit.
Because he always threw the cards.
Yes, and he had a staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it was Gambit. So out of X-Men, Gambit. I think currently superhero or whatever is probably Ant-Man.
Okay.
I really dig Ant-Man.
I don't think Gambit's favorite superhero is Gambit.
I wanted them to bring back a Gambit like centric X-Men, man.
Okay.
I thought that'd be pretty cool.
There was supposed to be a movie with Channing Tatum as Gambit,
That
but
would-
it never.
that would've been so cool.
It never launched.
He was too busy doing 21 Jump Street.
Yes.
I really like Deadpool though too, and I never did before. But just like his off the wall, can do anything he wants, breaks the third wall, all that stuff. I think that character's
It's
pretty
the anti-heroes. I like anti-heroes, and so Deadpool, Ant-Man, Gambit, I would consider to be an anti-hero. He's kind of the bad boy,
Yeah,
but still a good
Bad
guy.
boy.
Yeah.
Bad boy.
he's a bad boy.
What is your biggest regret?
Oh man, getting married the first time.
Okay.
That's
That was pretty heavy right there.
that's
Yeah.
a pretty
I
pretty
didn't
bad.
expect that, but okay.
Biggest regret, man. Giving you the reins to this episode.
Oh, come on. It's been like 5 minutes.
No, I don't really. No regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets, man.
Kind of figured that from you. If you had, who would you have play you in a biopic of your life?
Like anybody.
Anybody. Who would you want?
I mean, okay. Do I have to pick somebody that's going to be like similar to me?
It's whoever you want. Who would you want to play you in a biopic?
Oh man. What's his face? He's on the ranch. He's got the big mustache. Elliot.
Oh, Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott. Yeah.
Okay.
Sam Elliott or Wilford Brimley.
Oh Lord.
Sam Elliott. That'd be
Sam
good.
Elliott. Yeah, it'd be good.
Like an older biopic. Like as I get older. Yeah.
Like like the Mule.
Yeah.
You know, like Clint Eastwood. How about you, Chad?
I thought we covered this before.
Have we? I don't think so.
No.
I mean, I think we've talked about it, but I don't know if we've ever actually like. I mean, we
Or
might
it was
have said
like
it on one
narrate our
episode.
lives.
Yeah,
I think
narrate.
is-
Yeah, we did a
that's what we
narration.
did.
Yeah.
I mean, you just said Channing Tatum, so yeah, definitely.
Okay.
100%.
Cool.
I could see that.
Not Brian Posehn.
No, dude. I definitely look a lot more like a Channing Tatum than a Brian Posehn.
Of course.
Oh, you definitely do, yeah.
Totally.
Thanks, guys.
And the last question, what is your ideal Sunday?
Oh man, my ideal Sunday is usually just kind of just relaxing. It's a day before I go back to work because I work Monday. I start the work week on Monday, and like most people do. But Saturday I want to go out and do things. Sunday is my relaxation day usually.
Yeah.
I can flip them though if need be. Like if y'all want to go out on a Sunday, then I'll go out on a Sunday.
Bro, you haven't been out in months.
I know, but I'm just saying I could flip it,
Okay.
and reverse it.
Flip it up,
Sit
back it
down,
up, and
flip it
reverse it.
Yeah, like Missy Elliott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we understand.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Cool.
Perfect Sunday.
Ideal Sunday, not
Ideal
perfect Sunday.
Sunday.
What's your ideal Sunday?
Okay. Shit, man. You know what I want to do now is exactly what Chris mentioned on 2 episodes ago. Like that entire Sunday is what I want to do. But
Yeah.
I think something along those lines of getting everyone together for brunch, hanging out, going, hopping from one place to the next.
Yeah.
And eating, drinking, and having a good day. And then being back in time for like relaxation time because, if you're day drinking, you're probably going to, be tired by like
of
7
course.
o'clock.
Yeah. You're going to need to fit in a nap.
And then you got to work the next day. So you might as well, go home, get some rest, and be ready for work the next day.
My problem with day drinking is that I get a hangover by 8 o'clock. And that's just me getting old. Because I don't really have any moderation.
Okay.
And so it's one of those deals where I drink and I try to maintain my buzz, but then I drink too much because, I'm buzzed and I don't realize that I'm drinking too much. And then I end up drunk and then I have a hangover by like 8, 9 o'clock at night.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really blows.
I'm a foolish person.
I don't
Yes,
like that.
I agree.
But that was cool. I enjoyed being on the other end of the funky fun.
Yeah. Sometimes, they don't know much about us except for what they listen to and our shenanigans. So I figured why not?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, thank you. Speaking of Sunday was the 63rd annual Grammy Awards.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Uh-huh.
So Chad was in Egypt, so he didn't watch it.
I didn't watch
Did you ever watch any of it?
I don't ever watch the Grammys, yeah.
I'm usually against watching it, only because there was one Grammy Awards where Foo Fighters and like all these legendary rock artists were playing.
I remember that.
The guy from Queens of the Stone Age, but they were all playing, and then like they were mid song, and they rolled the credits, and they're like, oh, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Let's go to this website, and they were really pissed about it. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? You're never going to see a lineup like this play in the same stage again.
Nope.
And so like it kind of turned me off. But like I wanted to see how it was with like quarantine stuff like that.
Yeah.
COVID. So really the big news of the awards show, there were two big stories. Beyonce was making headlines as the all-time Grammy win for a female artist with 28 wins. She's second all-time. She's tied with Quincy Jones. First place, the guy with the most is a guy named George Solti with 31. He's with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. But this was like decades ago, like in the 30s, 40s. So the second one is, of course, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's performance. Now, like a lot of people have been like hating on it, and they're bringing that into the conversation with, why is
you're talking about
why is Pepe Le Pew canceled
WAP or WAP, whatever, yeah.
And they get to play this, and it's kind of
okay. So the whole thing with that is and it's funny because there's people in our generation that I've seen on Facebook saying like it's so inappropriate and stuff. I'm like, bitch, y'all were listening to the Bloodhound Gang, Bad Touch. I remember watching that on MTV like every hour they would play that music video whenever that came out, and that was a very inappropriate song if you listen to it. So, I mean, there
were plenty of inappropriate songs, like My Neck, My Back. That song,
Pussy in
that
My
was
Crack.
during high school for us.
that was read about,
that was definitely inappropriate. There was a lot just like that.
Oh, I know. To the windows, to the walls.
What was R. Kelly's
Down My Balls?
Ignition?
Oh yeah,
That one's dirty.
So I mean,
Mambo number 5.
I just think it's funny that there's these people that
he had all these women. He was,
there's these
passing
people that
around like HPV.
yeah.
Shaggy.
It wasn't me.
That was a dirty song.
Yeah.
But just because they're saying wet ass pussy,
Dude, you can't. Will you bleep that? You can't say that on here.
No, how dare you?
we can say that.
You say WAP.
WAP. Okay, because they said WAP, and all of a sudden it's wrong. But you can talk about you and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals. So sweat, baby, sweat like a turbojet. I think is how it goes, or something like that.
It sounds like you know exactly how it goes.
Totally.
But I'm just saying, like, and it's funny to see these people that are our age,
Yeah.
and they're throwing a fit about this, and I'm like, dude. That's what we were listening to the same shit. It was just a different sound. That's all it was.
Yeah.
But comparing it to like Pepe Le Pew, which gives off serious
Dude,
like
it's like straight up rape vibes.
yeah, he's like, no, you want it.
I'm going to kiss you. Look at me, my sweet cat.
Yeah, and then
Just FYI, if there was like one of your questions should have been if there was a Looney Tune, who'd it be? Because yours would be Pepe Le Pew.
Hey, whoa, hold on. Damn.
not because you're a rapist, but because
What the fuck? This is supposed to be my show, goddammit.
but because the voices that you do is really and
that's it.
and the innuendos.
And so classy. He's a classy dude.
He ain't classy. He's so fucking-
But comparing that, and then also comparing it to the whole trying to cancel, everyone's like upset about was it Dr. Seuss?
Well, the thing is, nobody canceled Dr. Seuss.
No.
Like the publishing company said they were going to pull them out of circulation. If you go look at what they're pulling, you're going to see how racist it is.
It was black with like people
Blackface with red lips.
With red lips, yeah. It was the stuff that they did back in like the 20s and 30s.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
there was
like
like
a minstrel,
an Asian
like
character
minstrel
as
show.
well.
Yeah. It's, I mean, nobody's canceling them. They just decided to, for Ted Cruz to kind of like politicize it, like, why they cancel Dr. Seuss and blah. He's selling like copies of Dr. Seuss books autographed. Like, dude, come on, cut the shit. It's not. It's I don't know, man. People,
I don't get it either.
It's like, okay, you're gonna criticize the song about it. I think, to me, Wet Ass Pussy, I mean WAP,
There you go.
is a empowerment song. I mean, women can say what they want about their bodies and without having to feel judged by like the old heads who, you know, in 30 years, the people that feel this way are going to kind of die out, unfortunately. I mean, not really, but you know, it's a double standard. You know?
Also, a lot of people are throwing out the whole thing that, well, Cardi B's admitted that she's drugged men and stolen from them and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, who hasn't done weird shit like that? She's a stripper.
I mean, I never drugged men and stole things from them.
You forget he's Pepe Le Pew.
Who hasn't done that?
But you know, it's one thing to talk. I mean, if you don't like the song, don't listen to it, and don't have your kids listen to it.
Right.
If I mean, I wouldn't want my kids to read racist books and shit. You know.
Yeah, and I also think with the whole her drugging people or whatever.
Yeah.
I've heard people compare that to, well, Bill Cosby drugged women and now he's in jail. Yeah, but Bill Cosby did things to women and all Cardi B did was steal. So she's
either way, it's not okay.
It's not okay.
It's not okay, but I mean,
it's not okay. But
we're talking about the song. We're not talking about what
right.
she's
Y'all
done.
have really gotten on this tangent.
Yeah.
We've talked also about Dr. Seuss and
WAP.
Yeah, so the original question was about the performance.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming WAP was the performance.
WAP was the performance.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
They sang it, but it wasn't like they didn't say it, obviously.
And it caused controversy.
People were getting upset, you know, like, it's horrible. Like they have no clothes and blah blah.
Like
blah.
people in the crowd, or
no, there was nobody in the crowd.
Okay.
They had it was like social distancing. They only had like maybe 10 tables with like 2 people per table.
The Queen's over there.
Yeah,
She was invited, and she's just like,
Oh my word!
Oh Lord!
I never.
Christy mentioned "Closer" by 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah,
that one's a dirty one too,
dude. Yeah, yes.
There's plenty. I don't know. I think that that maybe they're not wearing a lot of clothes and stuff like that. But like that's to eat. That's
but neither was Little Kim.
Yeah, no, I know. You're right.
She had her titty out, right,
dude? Like I remember, like half of Lil Kim's stuff she was always like half naked. Yeah,
there's always got to be something to complain about.
I mean, if it's hot for Madonna and Britney Spears to kiss, then what's wrong with Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion? Megan Thee Stallion's a fucking smoke show. I love that shit. She's fucking hot.
I enjoy Cardi B.
Yeah, me too. I like her.
I like listening to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was that on the Emmy or the Grammys, and The Weeknd boycotted him. He's going to boycott him from now on.
Yeah, because he was. I mean, like
he was snubbed.
He was snubbed. He did this whole thing 2 months ago, like these different posts. Is like I guess when they were having the nominees, and he wasn't in like any of them.
No,
or
he
something.
wasn't.
Really?
And I mean, I've already said I love The Weeknd. I love all of his music, everything that he's ever come out with. But this album is very cool because one, it's got different types of music, like your like 90s or no, like 80s kind of pop feel. Uh-huh. But then he's got the whole character, the Vegas character. I mean, I just think that it's fun and it's smart. Yeah. And I don't know. He was definitely snubbed.
Do you remember whenever Beck won?
Yeah,
for that album, and they threw a fit. Because
Kanye threw a fit.
Yeah, but little do most people know, Beck wrote, produced, played
every instrument.
Yeah, and did everything for that. So I mean, like the dude straight up is a talented musician.
Oh yeah,
you know, and just a talented artist, and then there was still a fit thrown. But that's not the first time Kanye's thrown a fit about
Taylor Swift and Beyonce and all that stuff. Yeah, poor Kanye. Whatever.
Poor Kanye.
He's divorced now.
Yeah, well, that's his own fault. He's a crazy guy.
He don't got no WAP. There's no WAP wait for him at home.
Dude, he can get whatever WAP he wants. As crazy as he is, he still can.
Yeah.
Probably. So something local I wanted to talk about. DFW is in the running to be a host city for the World Cup.
No way.
Really?
Yeah.
So like at
Dallas.
yeah,
Like,
okay.
you know, we have
AT&T
we
Stadium.
have the national,
not at Frisco.
the soccer. Yeah, well, I mean, they've had the Gold Cup here where they've played games.
Yeah.
In Frisco. That's where the National Soccer Hall of Fame is. It's the Lamar Hunt. The Hunts own. I was going to say Dallas Burn, but FC Dallas.
Right.
So they have that over there, which is a big draw. We have Jerry World, which I've been to a soccer game over there, and it's amazing to go to. It's plenty of room. I don't know how it'd work with COVID. I mean, I'm sure by the time the World Cup comes over here, it'll be hopefully long gone.
Yep.
When they do the World Cup, though, because I don't watch a lot of soccer or anything, they play at several different. It travels, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to have like in the major cities. This is to have them like be one of the major cities. Like they're going to have LA. I'm sure Miami, New York.
So like one of the bigger games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've hosted before for the '94 World Cup in the Cotton Bowl. So since this is happening, do you think it's going to build a big presence to like have more attention to the DFW area so we can showcase what we have here? I mean, is it going to be like a landing spot for more things? Like we're starting to get more sports stuff here.
Yeah. I mean, look at whenever we hosted the Super Bowl.
Well,
but
that
then
was
nothing
kind
happened.
the thing is that was it was a gift and a curse because the city was shut down all week
Right.
because of the ice.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Didn't we have the Final Four too at one
Yeah,
point?
we did. Yeah, Final Four was here
So,
too.
there have been things.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna showcase exactly what DFW. I mean, everybody knows what Dallas has.
Yeah, but I mean,
Dallas is on the map for everything. Fort Worth isn't.
it's a stereotype.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Cowtown. Like whenever they play in Dallas, Fox always has like the stockyards in the background. Like they'll bring the crew in to show all that. And with the World Cup, we're going to be like world known, like recognized, like looked at.
Yeah.
And because like technology is getting better. I mean, we got a bigger audience, so we're going to be in the forefront. And it also depends on what group's going to be in our area, in our section.
I mean, I think yes. I think there could be a potential for it helping showcase us better or more if we take advantage of it.
Well, we're starting to grow more when it comes to like hotel usage in Fort Worth and Dallas and even Arlington because they got that hotel that's right outside of the new Globe Life
Right outside of Six Flags?
Park or whatever.
That's
Globe Life
close
Field.
to Six Flags.
But
Right.
I mean, it's going to be big for tourism bucks. It's going to be big for us. There's going to be a lot of people coming from out of town. Not to mention all the hookers that are going to be here because they always show up to big events. Do you not notice that?
That's
No.
actually
like, that's a big thing.
that is a true thing.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, hookers flock to every like major sporting event.
So you watch Schitt's Creek?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's an episode where they're having some big convention at like maybe the town over or whatever,
Yeah.
and there's a hooker using the
yeah.
motel. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So any type of big event
I
like
didn't connect those dots.
yeah.
like even like you can even say, well, during the Olympics, it's a big thing too because I think that's like the second biggest thing they ship with the
Is hookers?
no, not hookers, condoms. They ship all the hookers.
Well, they ship yes, they ship a lot of condoms because they're all locked down in the Olympic Village, and I've heard. And I really would it'd be cool if we could get like somebody who's been to the Olympics,
Thought it was gonna say
like on the
hooker.
talk
Yeah,
about
hooker.
this. But I've heard like all the athletes are hooking up with each other.
Fuck yeah, that's great. Good for them.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
No.
Because you're this, you're talking like the specimen of like
Fitness
yes,
and young and
they're all together. Yeah, why not?
and generally, I'm generalizing, but they're so busy with workout and practice, and they don't really have a life.
No.
Yeah.
But this is also like one. Of course, they've got to focus, but once they complete whatever it is that they're doing, swim or whatever, then they're just free to kind of party.
Yeah, they still have like
everything they've
another
been working
week,
their
2
asses
weeks
for.
to
Right.
party.
And so, like, hell yeah, why wouldn't you like celebrate?
What is that going to work with COVID now? Because the Olympics are going to be this summer.
I don't know. It's gonna be crazy.
It's going to be
Yeah, I don't. COVID's been so. I mean, because of it's just been so weird. Rangers season opener.
Yeah.
100% capacity.
Masks are going to be required
Yeah.
at all times unless you're eating.
Yeah.
Or drinking. And I was listening to the Russ Martin show, and Dan was talking about whenever him and his wife go to see the Rangers, that's what they're doing. They're constantly eating and drinking, so their mask will be off the entire time because they're eating and drinking. It wasn't like a jab at like it's not going to work, but
That is true.
But
You are
realistically,
eating
yeah,
and drinking.
like
the
if I'm
entire
sitting
time.
there, I've got a beer. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. I wish I was off, so I could go to tailgate at least or something.
So I brought 2 beers. Y'all can either split them or you can each have one. We've got Stella, which is not your. So these are from Egypt.
Yeah, they're
These
not
are
not
Egyptian.
Stella here.
This is not the normal Stella that you would get.
Not Stella Artois.
Yeah, not Stella Artois. It's just straight up Stella, authentic Egyptian lager beer.
Okay.
It tastes like a Heineken. Like every, like when you go to any place in the Caribbean or, it's a lager.
Heineken.
And this one, I think it's basically like the same thing.
Okay.
So they're both lagers. They both taste almost identical. So
Which one do you want?
I don't know. Do you want to split one?
We can split one. Yeah.
We'll split each one. We got these cups over here.
here, it's your episode. You stay on. I'll get the cups.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like you're saying though, I mean,
Hookers.
back to hookers.
Back to the hookers.
Yeah, I can see with if we take the opportunity to capitalize on
Hookers?
on hookers on the World Cup coming, if we end up getting the spot. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that could happen. It really would bring international travel, kind of put us on spotlight. Yeah. What's funny is I do know, like Betsy Price, she went to Brazil a few years ago.
Oh, for the world or the.
Well, no, it was so Brazil. Like every major city has a sister city in some other country or whatever. Yeah. So she went to promote travel or whatever, and our sister city, which I can't remember which one it was, but it was in Brazil.
Yeah.
You know what we need to do as a city, which I can't believe we're so far behind. It's still illegal to have an Airbnb in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You can't have short-term rentals.
Really?
Yeah. So like if you wanted to rent out your place, if we had something at, Dickies Arena or something like that, and you're pretty close, right? Short Uber drive, you can't rent your place out.
But what's funny is you can go on Airbnb and find Fort Worth locations, right? But they're only on there for a little bit, and then the city comes and shut them down. Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah, it's weird. It's an antiquated deal. I understand kind of like they don't want a bunch of people buying up places and doing short-term rentals and bringing in crime.
Well, I think it's it's actually 100%. They don't want the like hotel money to be sapped out of it.
I think that's what it is. But I think they use what I'm saying is they don't want to bring in a crime element. They don't want to have a bunch of people buying in short-term rentals. They're saying that just as a means to. It's kind of like the whole Uber versus the taxi stuff. And whenever Austin shut down Uber because the taxi cab union was throwing a fit, I think it's the same thing. I think it comes down to it would take away from hotel businesses because honestly,
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
When we're traveling, I mean, how often are we staying in hotels?
Never. It's usually Airbnb.
No, because Diana works for Visit Dallas, and their ad money comes directly from like how much they sell it for hotels. Like every hotel, like the convention and stuff like that comes in, is more money for the city and like more exposure for them. So Fort Worth's the same way. Visit Fort Worth also has to look out for what kind of conventions we can have over here, like what kind of events we can have at Dickies Arena. Like are all the hotel rooms in the city being used up? Like that's their big number. That's what they're trying to go for, because the more they do that, the more money they get for promoting the city. So that means that whenever you go to the airport, you always see, like when you're somewhere in the United States, you could see a Visit Dallas. You more than likely will, because they're trying to promote the city.
Yeah.
So that's what
it's like a Visit Broken Bow, and you see
McCurtain County.
Yeah, you see all those commercials and stuff. Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah, I mean, I think they use, like I said, I think they use one reason for not doing it just to make the masses feel like they understand or whatever. But their real reason, and it's a conspiracy, it really is. But their real reason is because it's money. It all comes down to money.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah. So that was.
You okay, buddy?
Yeah, sorry, I was just burping. I'm kind of tired too.
Man.
All right, so this beer was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it's
Smell it. Gross.
It was at the calzone.
Yes.
I was like, Chad, what are you doing?
All right, so the next topic, a very important topic: oral sex.
Warning. This audio is intended for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is advised.
I knew there was going to be something in here that was going to be bad.
Okay.
It's the only thing. It's the only thing.
It's the only thing?
So this is about how to ask for
You
one.
can't even He sounds like he's gonna laugh.
This is how to ask for a blowjob and what you should do before getting one.
Okay, so what prompted this?
These just I just saw an article. And I'm
Okay.
like, hey, blowjobs.
Okay.
So here are some tips, pun included. So the first thing you should always do, shower beforehand. You always want to shower.
That's kind of a given.
Like you don't want to go on a nice date and not shower, before. And then what if you're in the mood and you get it going? You don't want to have a pair of stank balls like in their face. They don't appreciate that.
I'm sure they don't. Yeah. I mean, are people not showering?
No, I mean, I'm sure, like maybe they get out of work late. I do all the time, You always have to. You got to make sure that your balls are nice and fresh. They sell like deodorizing sprays and like Manscaped does. I'm sure what if you
look, I'm a fan of the Bala powder. That's Bala, Balla. Yeah. It's just talcum powder.
Yeah.
But it keeps you dry.
Well, they got these like deodorizers that you can spray, like a crop revivers.
What?
For your
Crop
for your-
revivers?
for your balls. It's kind of like a natural deodorant for better smelling balls. It's not like fragrance. It's like more like a
Hey,
musk.
can we get a count on how many times he says balls?
Play a game. Every time I say balls, you take a shot. So yeah, take a shower.
I think Chad's wanting to go home at this point.
I just want to go home.
Yeah. Okay.
So the second tip, for the love of God, don't push their head down. This isn't a porno.
Yes. Okay. I think that there's a lot of. I'm not in agreement to pushing people's heads down. I think there's a lot of misconceptions because of porn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
we talked about this before.
Yeah, we sure
talked
have.
about it. Yeah. Don't do that. Like, I mean, I know you see, like you were saying, you see it in videos. It doesn't mean you have to do it. This isn't like a set and you can't just do it. Women, I'm sure, don't take kindly to you pushing their head down your shaft.
I mean, unless you're filming and it's consent.
Look at your face.
Unless you're filming and it's consensual, or even like you're not filming, if it's consensual, then you get something you got to discuss beforehand.
And this also falls into my third tip. Talk about what you like. Be open about the things you do in bed. A more open conversation makes things more fun. So yes, like if you have a fantasy where you want to like like this person.
Okay, I'm gonna have to put like a double explicit warning on this.
You should believe that just so that way we don't get demonetized.
We're not even monetized,
but be open about your fantasies. Like, I mean, like there's a saying we say, "Don't kink shame my kink."
Yeah.
Kink shaming is my kink. Don't kink shame. But like you should be more open about what you're into.
Right.
It not only spices up the relationship and sex life, it makes things a little more interesting.
Honestly, this would be a good bit. We can do
Who's in my mouth?
No, we can do sex advice from Javier.
I'd rather not.
Okay.
I mean, this is great. It's a great PSA, and I do agree. Communication is key.
Absolutely,
communication is a really big deal.
Yeah, because you want to talk about. I mean, you don't just want to have bland, boring missionary sex. You want to have like the fun, like 69ing.
Okay. This is your fault, Chad.
I know,
and I did not agree to this.
I've made a huge mistake.
Also, this episode sponsored by QPDR.
Please don't play the spot.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Oh my god. No. So, and the final step, the final tip.
I thought that last one was the final tip.
No,
that was his third tip. And if you've got 3 tips, you probably should get 2 of them looked at.
No, you should be in movies.
You
should be in internet movies. So tip number 4, reciprocate. The best way to receive is to give. Don't be selfish. So you know what that means. If you're getting in the mood and you're going slow with your lady, just, be sure to work that floor play in. Just, give it a little nudge and, just play with it. Of course, then y'all can do like self-play, self-masturbation, mutual masturbation. Oral sex can be fun.
I'm so uncomfortable.
Oral sex can be fun when everyone's involved.
How many people need to get involved?
Does it matter? It's 2021. Have as many people. If that's what you're into, by all means, bring them in. Like, why not? There's thruples now. There are things called thruples. Like,
we probably should have put a warning at the beginning of this episode.
Safe sex is fun sex, everyone.
So those that are watching live, good Lord.
Butt stuff. I mean,
do you realize
it's
how
2021.
much he buttered us up? with like the Grammys and with footwork.
I know.
And then the World Cup, and then boom,
Because he told us he's like, well, there's one little part that
he did that on purpose.
Yeah,
He just
he did
threw
that on
it
purpose.
in the middle there.
I did.
just to set it. He's the wild card.
Hey, did you get it all out of your system?
Did I?
There's not more tips.
I mean, I'm not talking about tonight, but like just like for the rest of your life. Did you get it out of your system tonight?
we know
just
that's
about.
no,
Just about.
Yeah.
That was a great PSA. Great job,
like I said,
Javier.
safe sex is great sex.
You said
But
that.
did you find that in an article though?
Actually, I saw the word blowjob, and I'm like, that'd be good to talk about.
No, a men's health article.
Yes.
Was it men's health. Okay.
Okay, so moving on. This is going to be not the final conversation piece that I have. I've brought this up with a couple of our guests whenever we do the Funky Five. When it comes to movies, what's the best movie sequel? What's the best movie sequel to you? I have a couple of examples. The Empire Strikes Back, with Star Wars being, of course, Empire was better. The Godfather Part 2, The Dark Knight, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Spider-Man 2, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and Batman Returns.
Okay. For me,
Yeah.
for me the best. I think the best movie sequel was probably the Back to the Future trilogy.
You mean 2?
So Back to the Future.
I know you love Back to the Future 3.
Back to the Future 2. Everybody says it's the best one.
Yeah, because it's where they're in the future.
Yeah, I skip Back to the Future 2 and go Back to the Future 3. Back to the Future 3 is the sequel for me.
That's not how it works, buddy.
No, okay, but man, that's a tough one. People say Godfather 2 is one of the best ones. I'm not
It's essentially the best.
I'm not a big Godfather fan though. I don't know. Young Guns 2. I loved Young Guns 2.
I never saw it. Actually, I did.
Young
That's the one
Guns-
where they had the little machine gun thing
Yeah.
that they were turning. And
Young Guns was great. Young Guns 2 was just
I don't think I've ever seen either one of
cheesy
those.
good times.
This
It
is like
it
an
was good.
old.
I don't know why it was Emilio.
So
Emilio Estevez.
Young Guns was it was the first movie that Emilio Estevez
Yeah.
and
Charlie Sheen.
and Charlie Sheen played together, and they're brothers.
They're brothers. Yeah.
So that was their first movie
Fun
rolled
fact.
together. Yeah.
Fun fact: Emilio Estevez is the son of Martin Sheen. Of
Yes.
with their
Apocalypse
brothers.
Now.
Apocalypse Now. That would make sense.
I'm just saying, Chad.
He just took his mom's name, right?
He did.
Yeah.
I think.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Like Charlie Sheen's name's Carlos. His real name's Carlos.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think Emilio didn't want to go off the whole Sheen name. Yeah. It's kind of like a Nicolas Cage. He's a
it's,
Coppola. So he wanted to go off on his own, which, let's be honest, he's having to do all these terrible movies because he put himself in debt.
Well,
Yeah.
if he wouldn't have bought all that stupid Superman shit,
Or no, Elvis.
both.
Well, yeah.
What?
Yeah, that
dude.
guy's a big fucking Superman freak
And a
Elvis
huge
freak.
Elvis. In fact, he married Lisa Marie just because that was like maybe because they actually loved each other or whatever. But theory is that it was the ultimate Elvis collection. Yeah.
I'm sleeping with his daughter.
So back to the question, John Wick.
John Wick. Do you think John Wick 2 is better than John Wick 1?
I don't know. I think they're both fantastic. Like it's hard to say which one's better.
That's the whole sequel thing. Like because you're talking about Star Wars, how A New Hope was. I loved that movie.
Yeah, but Empire, you had Boba Fett. You had what was it? The reveal. Spoiler alert. Darth Vader's Luke's father.
Wait, what?
What?
You didn't know?
Stop.
My favorite sequel was Godfather 2. Now it's Captain America: The Winter Soldier. It's my favorite of
that's
the
a good
Marvel.
one.
That's the best, honestly, in my opinion. Better than Endgame is The Winter Soldier.
Okay, Ant-Man 2. The second Ant-Man and
I
Wasp.
did like that one.
The second Deadpool was really good too.
It was too. Yeah, they didn't make a bad.
I think Ant-Man and Wasp was better than Ant-Man just because it had Wasp. And
Yeah.
You see how they added the
they
wasp?
added the Wasp. And then the fact, yeah. So if you haven't seen it, I'm sorry, but just the whole and the whole thing with him being still on like probation or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. I enjoyed that one better.
Cool. Good conversation. Nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm glad. I just wanted to know that since I bring it up every time we bring up like what movie do you have to watch if it's on.
Yeah, you're a big time movie and show nerd.
I try.
You do a lot of movies and shows.
How do you feel about remakes?
Oh,
I don't remember the last time there was a really good remake.
Mad Max was it's kind of like it's a threequel because it's technically still carrying on the story of Max.
Yeah,
But like I think George R. Miller had said, he wishes he had the technology he had now for the other Mad Max movies because he was able to do so much more, like CGI wise, and like the fucking guy with the guitar, with the fire, with the flames, like the flamethrower on it.
like I don't know.
Batman, the new like the Dark Knight series and stuff.
I don't consider those remakes necessarily. It's just a reinterpretation of like of the Batman series.
Okay, so the same thing with Spider-Man. So
Yes.
Jake Gyllenhaal. Was it Jake Gyllenhaal?
No. Topher Grace.
Maguire?
Tobey Maguire. There you go.
That's
Topher
it.
Grace.
The new kid,
Tom Holland.
Right. I
Yeah.
think kills Spider-Man.
Yeah, I didn't really like the second Spider-Man. It was kind of too douchey for me.
Yeah.
I didn't
But
like it.
like Ghostbusters and then the remake of Ghostbusters, that is an actual remake. And all they did was they added women to it.
Actually, I just think it's a reinterpretation of.
Shut up. They added women to it, which was fine. But my whole deal, I didn't realize that it was going to be just them doing the movie over again.
Yeah.
And so in my mind, whenever I went to see it, I was expecting them to be kind of like, the old Ghostbusters passing the torch to the new Ghostbusters for a new era, but it was just them doing it over again with women as the main characters and what was it, Channing Tatum as
Chris Hemsworth,
yeah. And I'm like, okay, that was unoriginal and it flopped. And I think had they done it how they're doing the new one that's coming out as a continuation of the original, so it's going to be
even the original cast is in the movie.
Yeah, so it's going to be made as a trilogy. That I think would have succeeded.
What about the Oceans movie with all the ladies? I think that was really good.
I
never saw it. I never saw it. I'm a big fan of the Oceans series.
Was it 13?
Ocean's 8.
Ocean's 8
That's
is
right. That's right. It was Leon makes an appearance on that one.
Really?
Yeah, they're like at this art show, and he kind of passes by, and he's in there. But like, I thought that was a really good movie, and I guess it's not really a remake because I think that there's ties between the two. But
you know what? Though that you going into the Oceans thing, that actually brings up a good little, not really a segment, but a question I've got. So, what kind of thief would you actually be?
What do you mean?
Like, would you be like a jewel thief? Would you be a bank, thief? Would you be just, what kind of thief? Like,
I don't think that's really any of your business. If I'm a thief, then if I say it now, then I'll get it. I won't get away with it.
I would be a really inconvenient thief.
What does that even mean?
Elaborate, please.
So, I would break into your house, and I would steal. I would steal all your AA's.
Yeah.
And all your C batteries and all your D batteries and leave you with nothing but AA's.
Okay. Well, a lot of things say AAA, so that's okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, my remote has AAA's.
So an inconvenient thief is someone that just takes something that makes it very inconvenient.
Yeah, for your life.
For your life.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, or like I would break in and I would sneak in while you're asleep.
Okay. I don't like where this is going.
And I would watch you a little bit.
Sounds very
just to make sure you stay asleep. But then I would steal all your toilet paper.
Oh, that's mean.
That's rough.
Well, he has a bidet, so I mean,
Yeah, I do.
Well, you'd be okay.
Yeah.
I would steal all your toilet paper.
You're fucked.
I have a shower.
So that kind of thing. So if you were going to be an inconvenient thief, what would you break in and steal?
Going off of that shower deal, I think it would be fantastic to take the shower heads and replace them with very low water pressure, water saving shower heads.
Gross.
So you're going to be like more of like, I'm going to help the environment thief.
No, I just want to mess their day up. They're expecting this beautiful shower. They're getting ready for work, and then it just barely drips.
Ugh.
Oh,
You got soap in your eyes. Like,
it won't get out. Like, okay. What would you steal?
If I were an inconvenient thief, I would I'd break into someone's house late at night, and I would take all of their old family pictures, because pictures are the one memory that you can't get back.
That's just mean. Like, that's not inconvenient. That's just ruthless.
It is, because you can't replace those old.
Yeah, I know. That's
pictures.
rude. That's not the game, man.
Are you sure?
You're just an asshole.
Yeah.
Because they can't get those back.
No, I understand you said that, but that's not okay.
I would go out and I would take all your car batteries.
All of my car batteries.
Yeah, so like you're like, if you had 2 cars, I'm taking both of the car batteries.
That's inconvenient.
Yeah,
that
it
is
is
very
very
inconvenient.
Or you're not going to have the little charger bricks for your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gone.
Oh, that would be rough.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could plug it into a USB,
But
but
it's just going to charge slow. We
Yeah.
all know that charges really slowly.
yeah. Yeah, so I mean that's what I would be. I would just be this really inconvenient thief because some people like to watch the world burn.
What if you know how plugs have the little hole in there?
Yeah, yeah.
What if you went in and you just put tiny locks on all of the plugs?
But now you're just doing stuff. You're not stealing anything. Like I'm taking things.
Oh, so I
like,
need to steal
you would be
something.
either you'd be a shitty thief or like a really poor gift giver.
Why don't you just take all the power bricks?
Yeah, that's what I just said. I take all the power bricks.
Take all the power bricks.
Yeah. Take all your remotes for your TVs.
I have Google.
I would take your Google device. I mean, whatever I could do to make it where you couldn't watch your favorite shows.
Damn it, that is an inconvenience.
That is, yeah, see. Take all your ramen.
I don't have any ramen.
Well, I have lots of ramen. That'd be really inconvenient. If you stole my ramen, I'd be very upset.
Now I know what to steal.
That's like
whenever
one of my favorite things to eat. But yeah, I mean, that's all I got.
Good stuff.
I think I would be a better thief than you,
Yeah, you probably would be.
but I wouldn't make it inconvenient. I would take all of your things.
Oh, that would be very inconvenient. I would steal your house. I would file paperwork while you were in Egypt.
So Javier, this episode's about you, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why Tim hijacked this shit.
Oh man.
That was weird.
So the final segment I have for tonight is the middle-age conversation.
What's the middle-aged
Middle-aged?
conversation?
Well, as norms go, people consider 50 years old to be middle-aged,
Yeah.
Okay.
when in reality, 37 is now the true median number. Being 35 years old, do you ever think about being 1 foot in the grave? And the old median number was 45 to 60.
What? I don't understand why that changed. People are living
I guess
longer.
life they are, but I guess I'm not sure. I mean, to be honest, I don't know. Like the new median number. I mean, it kind of sounds right. I mean, anything unexpected happen, especially with like COVID happening now.
I guess people don't really live till 100. Like
No,
that's not normal.
My grandma made it to 97.
Mine 92.
Yeah.
mine
93?
was 100.
93.
Mine was like 102.
Damn.
Yeah.
So we're gonna live pretty old.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so too, but you never know. I mean, something might happen. Like, you have the people that unfortunately die young, and middle age for them is like 10 years old.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's really sad. So, do you feel good about that? Like do you think about like, now we're 35, you're not 35 yet.
I'm 34.
You're 34.
I'm much younger than you.
Fuck you. So me being 35,
Yeah,
like,
Chad, shut up. The adults are talking.
so, I mean, do you feel good about that? Do you ever think about, well, I have 1 foot in the grave?
I don't ever think I have 1 foot in the grave.
Do you think like, man, I feel like
I
way we are, we're young. I still think we're young.
I always forget that I'm 35.
Me too. Yeah. I think that's everybody's problem too.
Well, it's because we all act like we're 18.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's so weird. I sit there and think about it. I'm like, holy crap! Especially so I deal with a lot of new employees, and a lot of those new employees are
Babies.
18, 19,
Yeah.
20, 21. And I'm like, good Lord, I am, 20 years older than some of these people. And
Right.
it's just, it's weird.
So at your age, do you feel good about it? And do you think there's more to life now that if you think like 37 is the medium age for middle age, do you think that there's more to it? Like, or do you think I'm pretty happy being this old and I'm still like, I'm not too young, but I'm not too old?
No, I mean, I'm content where I'm at other than, the random hair growth and, you wake up hurting in places and that's weird. Cause I remember, at 20, I didn't wake up with my back hurting and I didn't throw my back out just getting out of bed.
Yeah.
So that's inconvenient. And that makes me aware of my age, I guess. But other than that, I think, no, I think I'm in a good spot.
Yeah.
I make decent money. I've got a place to call my own. I can travel.
We got a badass over here.
Well, I mean, no, I'm not saying I'm a badass.
I'm just joking.
So do you believe your best days are ahead of you? Are they behind you, or are they in the now?
Oh man, I think that my best days are in the now.
Okay.
And within the now, I'm saying within like for the next like 10 to 15 years, I think those are probably going to be like, the peak of your days before you really start having, I guess, before you start having like significant medical problems or stuff like that. Yeah, I think before like, between 35 to like maybe 45, 50.
Chad, same question.
I think it's weird because when I was in my early 20s, I was ready to settle down, have kids, buy a house, do all these things. And the older I got and the more I experienced things and, I got a better job and I started doing these things that like now I feel like I want to travel and do all these things and experience all of these things because I realize that life is a little bit shorter. Right. And I feel like that's very flip flopped. Like I feel like generally people our age have already settled down or are ready to settle down. Not that I'm already settled down. I'm married and we have a house and love all that. I'm just saying like we still live a pretty damn good life. And it's a weird mindset that flipped around, I guess, 24, 25. But, no, I don't even think about us being halfway done. I'm more worried about what I can do now and what's going to happen within the next year or two. I never think really more ahead of that.
So do you believe your best days are ahead of you, behind you, or in the now?
Now. 100% now.
So both of y'all are now in the now.
Yeah.
So the people that they asked, 19% said in the now. 57% said ahead of you, and 24% said behind you.
Yeah, I mean, my 20s were definitely not my best years. I mean,
Yeah.
I had good times in my late teens, early 20s, and and I got married young. And that sucked.
I hear that was a regret.
Oh yeah, man, that was dude. I'm telling you, like, more power to the people that got married as teenagers or in their early 20s that made it work or whatever. Yeah. But good Lord, there's so much that you want to do and you should do before you settle down. Yeah. I mean, most definitely.
So me, I think they're ahead of me. I mean, my 20s were kind of garbage. So behind me in the now, and like right now, I wouldn't say that it's my best days. I mean,
why not?
Well, I think more pressure with work and stuff. I let that take control of my life. I am more depressed than I was before, like whenever I was in my 20s. I try to look towards the future, but it's kind of hard to. But I think my best days are. I'm not saying that things are going bad right now. Like I appreciate like all my friends and all the stuff I have, and like I keep hearing the same thing. Like I'm letting work control my life, and it shouldn't be that way. I think Natasha said I need to. I think it's work to live, not live to work.
Yeah,
and it's true, and it's kind of hard. But and I'm trying. I think the whole pandemic thing. I had plans for 2020. The pandemic kind of like shut everything down. But I mean, and I'm not going to lie. The way the middle of the year came and went, it wasn't good for me. I mean, I was kind of at my lowest point, and I can say that stuff, thoughts and shit. You have those kinds of things. I think they're ahead. I think they're ahead of me. I think the best is yet to come.
I think Natasha said it best, and that's one thing that I learned about with my job for the longest time. I was picking up all this overtime because it was just like, I need to make that money. I need to do this. And I've got all this stuff. Right. And then it just kind of clicked one day. I was like, dude, why am I busting my ass at work for money and not, I'm working all the time. So how am I going to even enjoy what I've got?
Which is, to my next point, men value time over money, but not by a lot.
Right.
So, like, I mean, if you can, like, is it worth having a big salary if you don't have the time to use it?
No,
definitely not.
No.
So, would you rather be comfortable with more, like, all the time in the world making $35,000 a year?
Yeah, if I could live comfortably and live at or below my means and be able to, yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, hey, you said that, you'd rather have more time than money.
Yeah.
To go do things.
I think that I think there's a balance, right? You got to have money to do things, but you have to have time to do things. So,
well, it's like also making that time for yourself to do those things that you want to do.
Right. And going back to what you said, I mean, I think it's very strange. It's good. I think that it's optimistic that people look to the future like my best days are ahead of me. But if you don't realize that now is the future, basically, like you're not taking ownership of your current. And I think that people need to be more aware of what they're doing now and being happy with what they're doing now, or else the future is not going to make a difference.
So like our last episode doesn't even matter. The future is no longer now.
I mean, yeah, technically it is.
No, it is now. What I just said is the future.
That's what I'm saying.
Now.
But like, if you don't believe in that, then it's not. Then
I guess
the future is not now.
That was a weird bring into this, but yes.
Yeah. So to end it, like instead of worrying if you've lost a step, if you're feeling like your best is yet to come, try refocusing on growing your gains. Like deepening your relationship with your friends and family, maybe some professional success. Or even like planning small little daily getaways to spread your time out away from the work world.
Okay, so as someone who it was diagnosed with ADD, now it's a spectrum and it's part of ADHD or whatever. Little goals. No one's expecting you if your work life and your balance of work and home life and all that stuff is out of whack. No one's expecting you to just change that and stop it. Because you can't. That's not something that you can do, but you can start setting little goals, and if you achieve your little goals, then that becomes a big deal, and it makes you feel better because you achieved a goal, right? Mm-hmm. But if you set your goals too lofty and you don't achieve them, you just set yourself up for failure. And what does that do to your psyche? It just tears you up, right?
Diminishes it, yeah.
Yeah, so set your little goals, and then once you get those little goals set, and then you work towards, okay, I got those done. Now maybe branch out a little bit. Maybe
I 100% agree with you. Yeah. But again, it means taking action now, doing something about it, and stop thinking about what's going to happen in the future.
Because the future is now.
Because the future is now. That is correct. All right. Well, that was fun.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
No. Well, it got kind of weird.
There's a real uncomfortable part there, but okay. I mean, it was you. You know what I mean? I kind of expected, I guess. Yeah. But thank you for everyone watching out there on Twitch and YouTube. If you don't already do so, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch. We're also on all the social medias at The Funky Panther. And you can find our website at thefunkypanther.com. We also have a merch site if you want to get a shirt, sweater, something like that. It's out there and available. So really appreciate you hanging out with us for Javier's big break today. So stay good, everyone. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier.
And I'm Tim.
And we are The Funky Panther! Play my outro, baby. Play my outro.
Hit the outro.
I didn't have an outro.